Good morning, everybody. It's about 6:30, and I had a great last night in North Dakota. So I woke up this morning, like before sunrise, and went back to sleep, and woke up again, and it was 6 o'clock. So it's weird. I'm like well rested. That doesn't happen very often. So yeah, that was pretty awesome. And the lake is a little choppier than yesterday, and I've got a bit of a headwind today, but I kind of knew that was going to happen. So it is what it is, and we'll just see how far we get today. There's supposed to be some pretty nasty storms this evening, and we'll see how that goes. And other than that, yeah, I'm going to get some breakfast going. I've got the video uploading. I've kind of stopped uploading the videos that evening just because typically it's dark by the time I get the video edited, it's dark, and there's a whole bunch of mosquitoes. And I really do not want to go outside the tent, set up the Starlink, and let a whole bunch of mosquitoes in right before I go to bed. So I've been doing it in the morning as I pack up, so that's kind of why the videos are usually more in the mornings now. And if I get to a spot where there are no mosquitoes, I can upload the video in the evening without, being eaten alive. But so far, that's not the case. So we'll just have to see how it goes moving forward. But I prefer not to be bitten hundreds of times every evening. So yeah, or hundreds of times more. So yeah, that's kind of why these videos have been going up in the morning when I wake up. And yeah. Alright, so I'm going to get some breakfast and get everything packed up. I'm mostly packed up already, so I'm doing pretty good this morning. Okay, so it's about 8:30 now, and the lake is not too happy. There's kind of white caps out in the middle, so we'll just see how this goes. There is a campground about a mile down the shore, so that might be a thing depending on how bad it is. And yeah, we'll just go over there and check it out and see how bad the water is, basically. So yeah, I got everything packed up. Breakfast was some like strawberry oatmeal and some like muesli. It was okay. And yeah, I got coffee made, and I'm finally ready to get out on the water. Well, so far so good, but there's a decent headwind, and it's definitely slowing me down. But the waves aren't too big at the moment, so we'll just see how it goes. It's supposed to get fairly windy this afternoon, and then a pretty nasty storm is kind of what I understand is what they're predicting. So we'll just have to see. It's 9:30, and the waves aren't too terrible, but the headwind is definitely like slowing me down a whole bunch. I'm barely going like a mile and a half an hour. So there's a resort and campground right around this point, so I'm probably gonna stop there and see what's going on there, and if possible, maybe stop for the day, because it just doesn't make sense to pedal as hard as I can all day long just to make like maybe 10 miles. And just better to wait for the weather to get better. So we'll just see. It's supposed to be up to 30-mile-an-hour headwinds today. So with those, that means nothing's probably going to happen. And yeah, and it's still pretty early in the morning, so I'm sure the waves will get worse this afternoon. So I'm on a little point here, which is why the waves are so big. But with this headwind, I'm just barely moving forward. I've barely made over a mile so far this morning, and it is currently like 10 o'clock. So as soon as I get to this campground, hopefully they'll have some spots still open, and I can grab a spot and just relax, because this is almost pointless to be pedaling this hard and barely going forward. But it's okay, just part of the trip. It's kind of crazy. I had 2 days of perfect weather, and now look at this. But that's just how the lakes work. So we'll just see what happens. I'm a little worried about the campground. It is Friday. which is not ideal. It means it might be fully booked. So we'll just have to see. Well, it sure is a good thing I can take a wave, because it's pretty wavy out here. But I think this next point here is where the campground is. So hopefully they've got some open spots, because I'm not gonna go too much farther today. It's probably, that point is probably an hour away right now, as slow as I'm going. So the cool thing is, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a bunch of carp that are right on the surface, kind of bobbing up and down in the waves. Pretty interesting. You see them like lift up real high at the wave crest and then drop again. But other than that, it's just wave after wave. I'm really glad that this boat is like a sit on top, and I can take a wave really well, and the water that just flows in, flows right back out. So yeah, I'm just battling these waves and hopefully be done at some point. But yeah, I had to move regardless. My camp last night was not a storm campsite. It was a good weather campsite. It was way too low and too close to the water for it to actually storm. I probably have waves hitting the tent if I would have stayed there today. So if nothing else, I will find a nice high and dry spot to ride the storm out tonight if there's no openings at this campground. So there's a whole bunch of carp right in front of me. So pretty cool, and they don't really see me until I get real close with all these waves. Okay, so it's 11 and I've only made it 2 miles. So I'm here at State Line Resort. I don't really know what's going on here. I'm just gonna go up and check it out. I've got the boat pulled up here, and yeah, we'll just see what happens here. The resort is pretty far away from the water, so I might end up going a little bit farther up and making a camp. We'll just see. Who knows? I don't really have a plan. Okay, so I'm back at the boat, and I'm just sitting on it, sitting in the chair on the boat, like on shore. And so apparently this campground, there's used to be a store, and it's kind of been shut down for years. But I was told by one of the campers that staying here is probably no big deal, so probably gonna do that this evening, because it's pretty nasty out there, and I'm getting less than a mile an hour while pedaling pretty hard, so it's just not really worth it. So yeah, I'm probably gonna set up camp here and probably set up the solar panels, get everything charging, and go from there. I have a video I need to edit today. It's gonna be a boring day sitting on the shore, but that's just part of this trip. I haven't had too many of those yet. So it's almost 4 o'clock. The lake has calmed down enough. I think I'm gonna go ahead and head out. It won't be fast, but honestly, I'm tired of sitting here on the beach. So I've got everything charged with the solar, and I've been using the Starlink all afternoon. I got my video edited and uploaded, so I think I'm good to go. And if it's not too bad, I'll just keep going until this evening. Well, it's definitely not calm, but it's a lot calmer than it was. There's only like foot waves, and the headwind's definitely been cut in like half. I'm able to keep over 2 miles per hour, so good enough. So I'm glad. I was getting really tired of just sitting there on the beach. I did get a lot done, but still, I'm glad to make some more miles. Well, I sure didn't think the winds were going to die down this afternoon, but I'm sure glad they did. So hopefully I can get as far as I can. There is a chance of storms tonight, so we'll just see what happens. And obviously if it gets bad, I'll just find a nice place to camp along the shore. And there are just carp absolutely everywhere through here. I mean, I've seen thousands upon thousands of them. It's crazy. All right, so it's 5 o'clock and I just crossed into South Dakota. So that's pretty exciting. North Dakota threw one last nasty morning at me, but I am out of North Dakota and into state 3 of the trip. And that is so exciting. So yeah, I am, just a huge milestone on the trip here. So pretty cool. It did kind of hit me today that August is just right around the corner, and I have been living out of this boat for almost 2 months. Like, that is just crazy. It doesn't seem like I've been out here all that long. 2 months is just an insane number. So I don't know if I mentioned it, but I did top off my water at the resort there before I left, so that was nice. Just one less thing to worry about. And now I'm, excited to keep going. The water's a lot calmer and the wind has died down, so I'm very happy about that. So I'm actually able to make fairly decent time. So it's about a little bit past 6:30 and I'm just very slowly moving. I'm not pedaling very hard, and that means I'm barely moving forward, but I still am moving, and that's nice. So next to me is a catamaran, like a small sailboat, pulled up on shore just in kind of in the middle of nowhere here. So that's kind of interesting. I'm guessing it's pulled up there on purpose. I don't see any ropes tying there, so maybe it broke loose and floated there, but who knows. So that's kind of interesting. And other than that, I'm just, very slowly getting down this shoreline. So at some point, I'm going to have to find a good campsite for this evening to get ready for the possible storms tonight, but still got a little bit of time before that happens. I'm hoping to get to the hillside in front of me here, see if I can find a good spot there near that point. So looks like tomorrow's supposed to be a pretty good day, low winds, and I'm hoping to get a couple miles and get a good chunk of the distance to Mobridge done tomorrow. So we'll see how it goes. It's just about 8 o'clock and I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it for a day. I'm just not making very much progress with this wind, and figured why not just save an hour's worth of energy for tomorrow and when it's nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and get camp set up. I've got a nice little rocky beach here, so I'm gonna find a flat spot and set up the tent. I already have my video edited and uploaded today, so that's nice. So all I need to do is get some supper and hopefully go to bed early, and I can get out on the water fairly early in the morning and take advantage of the good weather tomorrow. All right, so it's almost 9:30. I've got the tent set up behind me. It's all ready in case it storms tonight. I am under a severe thunderstorm warning, but I was told by one of the people at the resort that they think the storm's gonna be miss us here, but we'll see if that's the case. So I've got the boat here tied down next to the shore. It's all locked up and ready for a storm, and I think I am too. So for supper, I had chicken Alfredo from Peak Refuel. It was really good, and I really enjoyed it. And now I'm gonna go in there, get my bed set up, and go to bed. I plan to try to get up fairly early and get on the water and try to use every bit of the good weather that I have that they're calling for tomorrow. So that's kind of the plan. I've already got breakfast all lined up. It's all in the tent, ready to go. Hopefully I can get moving in the morning and get out on the water fairly quickly. So I think with that, I'm gonna say good night. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.